What is going on, everybody? We are back. This is CCW. I'm Nick,
I'm Joe.
and we are talking AEW Wrestledream, which neither of us watched live.
Nope, I was at the House of Mouse, and you were doing Halloween stuff.
Yeah, I was doing a haunted house. You were at the House of Mouse, and I was doing just a haunted house. Um, which I'm sure you had some spooky stuff to look at in
Yeah,
Disney World.
we went to Mickey's Not So Scary, trick or treated.
Ah,
I got a shitload of candy because I'm an adult.
see, I think they should do some adult trick or treating in real life. Except they give you blunts and 40s and shit.
There you go, entrepreneurial idea. Number one, move to a state that is okay with cannabis.
Just so any of you guys know, I
Step
actually, and this is not to protect, I actually don't smoke. I hate smoking weed. It just makes me tired and knocks my ass out. However,
It's not just something you smoke anymore. They have THC drinks of all varieties. There's edibles. Not that I encourage the usage of those.
but he doesn't not. Anyways, so,
As I sip my drink right now.
um, anyways, we got, honestly, probably the shortest AEW pay-per-view I've ever watched, first and foremost. Um,
Yeah, it was.
and it was something. It was something. Um,
That doesn't sound like it was great in your eyes.
so here's the thing. It's not bad. It's
It
just
is mid as hell, though.
not remarkable as AEW usually is. So we start off with them already still in the middle of a match that is hanging over from the 0 hour
The 0
stuff.
hour, whatever they call it now, the tailgate, something or another.
And I didn't write any notes. It was just FTR versus Jet Speed, and then I said, but after we actually start the pay-per-view.
I wrote some notes for the AEW for the tag match
Yeah, I didn't care.
since it was on the actual show.
I didn't care. It wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah, timing apparently was an issue the entire night. Apparently, some Amazon folks who ordered it there got their feed cut early.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I read on the interweb.
You know who didn't have that
I
issue?
would have been furious. Huh?
You know who didn't have that issue?
Me or you?
The guy that ordered it on HBO Max.
Enjoying that discount, are you?
Absolutely, dude. See, for those of you that don't know, I get HBO Max for free because of my cable provider. So I legit am getting a discount for the pay-per-view.
How much is it? Like 10%? So you're paying like what, 45?
40. It's just $10 off. Listen,
Oh,
listen. It's not much, but $10 is $10.
$10 is $10, especially in this economy.
Damn straight.
That's a whole carton of eggs.
And listen, first match of the night. Jamie Hayter had the best match I've ever seen this woman have.
The shameful thing is the wrong person won.
Versus Tekla. Funny enough, Joe and I both started off 0-1. We started off as losers together. And at the end of the night, only one of us remained the loser.
That would be me.
But
That would be me.
But I thought it was a really good match. And it actually started me off in a good mood. I was like, bro, listen, I was bummed, do not get me wrong, that Tekla didn't win. Because I was hoping Tekla would win. And I feel like Tekla should have won because she's the new girl that's supposed to be like this badass signing that you've got. And Jamie Hayter hasn't found a way to put it together as a performer since she's been back. This was like her first really good match, in my opinion, since she's been back from both injuries, whichever one you want to go with. But they had a really good match, and then yeah, she beat her with that ugly ass fucking clothesline.
I'm going to take my time to just congratulate FTR on beating Jet Speed since I thought that match was better than this one. I thought the Jamie Hayter Tekla match was boring.
I had a blast. I liked it.
I was miffed as to why Tekla, who you built up in people's heads have done nothing with wouldn't win the singles match, especially when you already have kind of a blow-off match that the babyfaces can win later on in Blood and Guts, if that is the direction you're going. Now, if you're just completely going away from that, you probably shouldn't have your people yell blood and guts on live TV. But I don't know how this makes sense for the booking.
Well, I don't know how it makes sense for the booking. I just enjoyed the match.
It was fine. Jamie Hayter throws some terrible
punches.
Terrible punches.
Terrible punches. Dude, she was like on top of Tekla, punching her in the face. And by punching her in the face, I mean punching the top of her arm.
Punching the top of her wrist, not even close to her head or face.
And I was like, yep, that's Jamie. Tekla looked good, though.
She looked fine. This was the best she's looked because she's a singles wrestler saddled in a terrible trio.
Yep.
I would much rather see all three of those women be singles wrestlers.
Not me. I still want a tag team with Julia and Sky Blue.
Ooh, speaking of tag teams, I got more to talk about with women's tag teams later.
You do. Match 2, which was, again, it was a $500 match. $500,000 match. It's the $32.17 versus the Jurassic Express.
The broke bucks.
That's how much they had in their bank account, apparently.
Transaction denied. Transaction denied. Transaction denied. That was their theme music.
And again, I thought this was just a really good, solid match.
Yeah.
I know.
Agreed. Started out a little slow, but it picked up. It was a Jurassic Express versus Young Bucks match. You haven't seen probably all of them.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
Okay, well, congratulations. You have now seen all 5 of the other ones.
I said it was a fantastic match for most of it until the end. I am not a fan of all the finisher kickouts.
Me neither. Kristen was over here watching it with me. She's like talking to the TV. She's like, now, you kick out one more finisher, you're going to make my husband very angry. Because I was just sitting arms crossed on the couch watching.
That sounds like you.
Thank you. It was indeed for most of the show.
Again, it doesn't bother me obviously near as much as you, but I could do without it happening all the fucking time. If it's a big major title match,
that's the thing though. They've taken the spot away from everybody because it is a worthwhile spot to have. It's just overdone.
Yep.
Oh, also we're gonna record Raw here later. Tonight.
Oh, wait till then. Then you get to hear me, bitch.
There was some 2.9 kick out saves on that show that were fantastic.
Yes.
But more to come on that.
But there's also a difference between a tag team and somebody breaking up a pin and then just kicking out a finisher.
Kick-outs. But they should have more saves and not as many kickouts.
I agree. So then we get what I actually think. Hold on, let me look through this real quick. I actually think this might be my match of the night.
Hold on, we didn't go over who won.
Oh, sorry, guys. Jurassic Express won.
Or the post match.
Hold on. So Jurassic Express wins with the countdown to extinction tag team finisher. Fantastic match from us to the end. Not a fan of the finish kickouts. Post match, Jack Perry tries to extend handshakes and give them some money, and then the Don Callis family comes out. The Bucks go to walk out, and Kenny Omega's music hits. He kind of looks at them like they're fucking stupid for not, stopping the beat down.
Yeah, he berates them briefly and then goes in for the save.
He goes in for the save himself. They chase away the Don Callis family. And then Jurassic Express tosses a couple stacks of money out into the crowd. Luchasaurus tucks some in his tights, and then that's the end. He's like, I'm keeping some for me. Fuck you guys. This fake money is mine.
Because, dinosaurs need money.
Yeah. You got to buy all of those. I don't know what you can't toilet paper. They can't reach their ass. I don't know.
With those short arms.
So yeah, my match of the night: Tornado Tag Team match, the Hurt Syndicate versus the Demand, which is the best in their trilogy of matches that they've had. And in my opinion, easily the best in their trilogy of matches that they had.
I know you liked the cool spot where they did their tag team finisher on top of Lashley through a table.
Listen. So, the Hurt Syndicate gets jumped from behind during their entrance. GOA did their dumbass tag finisher off the steel steps through Lashley, who was laying on a table. I said it didn't make me feel it looked any better. Move sucks. However, we shined a spotlight on this dude every time they wrestle. Shelton fucking Benjamin, dude.
He's great.
German suplexed Ricochet over the top rope to the outside of the ring. Obviously, everybody was outside to catch him. They weren't going to let him take a bump like that. But it was excellent. I fucking loved it. I love everything. Shelton is like my star of fucking AEW right now.
He is great.
Hurt Syndicate wins with a Bobby Lashley spear. And now they get a trios title shot on Dynamite. I did say match did have some slow moments, but I felt it was a good match overall. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I got this was fine.
Joe's gonna have that as a thing every match. This is fine.
No, I think at the time I thought the wrong team won. But given what happens later, it makes more sense.
It does.
So I was kind of down on it at the time because of some of that. But yeah, it makes a little more sense, and I think it's gonna lead to them winning the trios titles. I hope.
I hope so. All right. Now for my most disappointing match of the night. TNT Championship match. Kyle Fletcher
think it was that bad.
Versus Mark Briscoe put on the most boring match the two of these people have had in the 5 meetings they've had that I've seen. I was bored out of my fucking mind the entire match. Never got excited. Didn't like anything they were doing. Like, I absolutely... It felt like a collision match to me.
You didn't like those 3 froggy bows that he did on Fletcher?
No, I don't care. I don't. And here's the thing. A part of it is always going to be you're not going to be as much into matches when you just know who's going to win.
Sure. This was... Yeah, Briscoe wasn't winning.
Which I'm also fine with if they put on a good match, but it's probably not even a top 3 of their 5 matches that they've had, if I can even remember them. I don't know, dude. I feel this legit just felt like a filler match to me.
I don't disagree with the filler nature. I think the match Briscoe had with MJF in the last pay-per-view, even if you take the tax out of it, was a much better match. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't believe that Briscoe could win. So it takes all the stakes out of the match. So even because it was a back and forth match, it was pretty 50-50 booked. I just didn't believe any of the offense that Briscoe utilized. I didn't believe he was going to win.
Right. With that being said, so there's this whole story to all of this as we go through this, and then you guys will find out at the end of this. So match 5 is the second most disappointing match for me on the entire show. I did not like the Chris Statlander and Tony Storm match.
Oh, I disagree. I thought it's my match of the night.
Yeah, no. I thought this sucked even in comparison to Hayter and fucking Tekla.
Oh, I 1000% disagree.
That's fine. You like bad wrestling. And I get that. This sucked.
These two put on a good match.
No.
What didn't you like?
Everything! It was boring! Boring. Fucking boring.
Because they wrestled?
It was just boring. Nothing happened.
What are you talking about? It took 2 Saturday Night Fevers to get the pin on Tony.
That's because it's
at least
Tony.
2 moves happened.
And I don't care. Listen, I also said
the straitjacket pin.
I did put at the end of this. I said another match that underperformed for me. Again, it wasn't bad, just wasn't exciting. Guess it's time for me to get some sleep for the second half of this pay-per-view. So what I haven't led into this with was, so this entire first half of this pay-per-view I watched at like 4:00 in the morning.
Oh, you were fussy.
And by match 5, by the time we got out of this, I went, you know what? I'm gonna finish this tomorrow.
I need a fresh perspective.
And I did. That doesn't change my opinion. I still think this match sucked. And I think it's the worst Toni Storm match she's had since she's been a champion.
Well.
I mean just since she's been this run as champion, guys. I don't mean
this iteration of Timeless.
I don't mean her entire AEW side of things. Like, she's had some stinkers. Don't get me wrong. Everybody has them. But I didn't get into it.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, comparatively speaking, this was a weak card. Just like very weak. Honestly, as far as like star power goes,
Stat just don't do it for me, man.
Yeah,
she just doesn't. And I
liked it. I wrote down pretty great match. Stat wasn't, maybe you didn't like it because Stat was in control so much. Stat was in control, like it was probably 70-30.
Right.
Booked to make Stat look strong. So maybe that had something to do with it, but I liked it. I thought it was a good match. They wrestled very well. It wasn't a bunch of botchy bullshit like a match on Raw that we'll talk about next show.
Yes, talking about women putting on a stinker. Anyways, yeah, so Chris hits the Saturday Night Fever, puts Tony in submission for a very long time. Toni Storm finally yelled "fucking kill me," which made me laugh. and the announcers had no clue what she said. They said like 3 or 4 things that sounded nothing like "fucking kill me," and I'm just like.
So Stat released the submission she had, gave her the Saturday Night Fever again, and pinned her. She's like, okay.
She's like, if that's what you want.
Watch.
Post-match, which is the best part of this match.
Okay, so I do like the post-match angle.
Mercedes Moné comes out and is like, get the hell out my ring.
Which I did not like at first because I was like, oh, this makes Stat look like a chump.
And Stat was just like, I got my eyes on you. And it's time for Moné's TBS Open Challenge, which we didn't even know was going to happen, so we didn't put a prediction for this. Not that either of us would have predicted Mercedes to lose.
We both would have picked the winner regardless.
Although, when I heard it was Mina Shirakawa, I was like, maybe with the post-match angle that happened, maybe she loses the TBS title to Mina and then goes on to beat Stat for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship.
Tony's just going to put all the belts on her, dude. She's going to be so overcome with weight when she tries to walk to the ring, she's just going to have to crawl.
I actually don't think she's going to beat Stat.
I don't put anything past Tony Khan at this point when it comes to Mercedes.
However, yeah, Mina Shirakawa versus Mercedes Moné, which actually I thought was a really good match.
It was fine.
Mina is hella talented. And her goofy style where she uses it as almost to lure her opponent in is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I didn't have glowing things to say about this match. It was fine. I think it pissed me off because this match was only booked to put another title on Mercedes.
Right. Which is an interim championship, so does that really even matter? Does she
It's
need
another
that title?
It's another ROH belt on TV that I'm going to have to see every fucking week.
Well, the good news is she won't ever defend it on. Oh, she shouldn't ever defend it on AEW TV.
Yeah,
Maybe a
because
pay
that
per view.
stopped them.
But no, so my problem. So funny enough, Mina spends a lot of this match whooping her ass.
Yep.
A lot of this match, and I was actually like, oh, maybe they'll
That's
actually.
that's a lot of Mercedes matches here lately. Like
Right.
she's trying to give the shine to all these ladies, and it kind of takes away.
Right. But she cheats to win. She finally gets her foot on the rope for the crucifix pin to get the leverage.
Yep, the backslide with rope leverage.
And yeah, I said, and so it continues. LMAO.
Yeah.
But the main thing about this though is post match, Chris Statlander runs down the ramp, slides in behind Monet. Monet turns around and Chris holds up her title, and then they both drop their titles. Mercedes swings, but then gets kind of ankle slammed for her troubles.
Yep. Stat looks strong in the end, which makes her looking like a chump earlier in the night. It cancels it out.
Yeah. And this was actually this next one was almost my match of the night. I enjoyed the AEW Tag Team Championship match. Brodito versus Okada and Takeshita.
It started out so slow.
Yeah, that's because
So slow.
Okada was the one in the ring first. That's how it always goes with him.
Both of the Japanese fellas worked like they were in no hurry, like they were on Japanese time.
I also think that was intentional. Now the problem is for us Americans, it looked like they were absolutely uninterested. But I think what it was supposed to look like is them not wanting to actually be tagging with each other.
Yeah, I didn't get that part of the psychology because they tagged in and out with no issues until much later.
Yes and no. Were there issues? Not really. But the looks they were giving each other whenever they went to go tag each other in, they were definitely stank eyeing each other.
Yeah, and they weren't like emphatic tags. They were just kind of like, anybody who's played like organized sports, when like somebody gets subbed out and they fucked up, like, but you still want to be a good teammate, and you give them this like half-hearted, like high five as they're coming to the bench. It was something like that.
So first and foremost, listen. As much as I don't like the design as much as the original, that specific IWGP title looks amazing around Takeshita's waist. Just saying.
I would have rather it been the older title.
Listen,
I think it would look even better around his waist.
We all would, but you get what you can, and I think it looks good around him.
Come on, Tanahashi, bring it back. You've got the power to do that. Bring it back.
Brody King finally went to do the Macarena for the first time, bit them in the ass, which was an appropriate thing to have happen. No one should ever do that. But then Okada did the Macarena, but he was using middle fingers, and I laughed. One of my favorite spots of the night because of just how stupid it is. Okada finally does accidentally hit the Rainmaker on Takeshita.
Yes.
I gotta stop calling him that. Takeshita. I like Konosuke Takeshita. I just like saying Takeshita.
His name literally looks like it spells out.
Take shitta. Take shitta. But then flips him off because he definitely didn't feel bad about hitting him with the Rainmaker.
No, he did not. I am excited for the match that they are going to have. It could be just an awesome match.
It could be.
If Okada tries.
So here's the thing. I don't think Takeshita's not going to let him not try. I just
can't control what the other person's effort is.
You can't, but you can motivate.
Sure.
So yeah. That's where I was. Brody dives out of the ring onto Takeshita, who's outside of the ring. And then Bandito hits a 21 plex one-armed on Okada for the win. There was one really big spot midway through the match that I was not really a fan of, even though psychologically it made more sense that it happened this way. So, I believe it was Bandito went to go do a German suplex to Okada, but then Takeshita went to go do the German to Bandito, who had Okada.
The four-person German that sucks, and it always does suck, so why do people keep doing it?
And then Brody King grabbed them. Now, here's the thing. This is the first time that they landed in a way that makes sense, because if everybody's going over to the right, it's going to lean right the way that it did. My problem, though, is it's a stupid move. It's just a stupid move and should never be done. Fans love it. I don't know why.
It never looks good. Never.
Right. But over and above all, I still enjoyed most of the match. After the slow start, and they actually finally got into it anyways.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm excited for the next pay-per-view match between Okada and Takeshita. Yep. Brody finally did the Macarena, so I'm excited for him as well.
Oh yeah, post-match.
That means they're probably losing the tag titles, but
to who? Who are they going to be wrestling for the tag titles? Who's next? I don't know.
We'll find out in a month.
Backstage, Tony Storm is all out of sorts and doesn't respond to Renee, but Mina Shirakawa shows up and she's like, "We have each other."
And there's your tag team ladies champions, everybody.
That's as soon as they said that, I was like, well, that's who the next tag title champs are.
That's why you had Tony drop the belt.
Just so
they're going to have a bunch of tag team stuff to include in her gimmick with Shirakawa. Now the stat win out of nowhere makes a little more sense.
I would have rather had Stat team up with Harley.
What happened to your Harley and Monet team?
That was never gonna happen. Now Harley's stuck with fucking Willow. And here's the thing: I like Willow. I just think it's a dumb tag team.
They both are very energetic.
Yeah, they are. All right. Now, my favorite moment of the night happens in this next area of things. I popped harder because of something that happens in this next area of things than I popped for the entire fucking night.
Yeah, for me, the rest of this show is all downhill.
So the next match is the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. It's Adam Page versus Samoa Joe, which, to be honest, wasn't a great match, but I thought it was a pretty good match.
It would have been a great a great TV main event.
Adam Page ends up winning, and it took 3 buckshot Larrys to knock Joe down, which didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me either.
He got the pin, and then my favorite thing happened. The Ops as a whole went full heel, and I fucking popped. So the Ops come out to celebrate. Joe's holding up Adam Page's hand. They're holding up everybody's hand. And then out of fucking nowhere, Joe clothesline Page. And without hesitation. Shibata and, what the fuck is his name? Hobbs. Thank you. Shibata and Hobbs just start beating the shit out of Page. They beat him down. They end up putting him up on top of the turnbuckle, which, for those of you that have clicked into this video, have noticed is my, which I just sent it to Joe, is our thumbnail. They put him up on the turnbuckle, and then Joe gives him a muscle buster, and they leave. Dude, I was so happy for the heel turn.
I agree with the heel turn. The match was meh.
Shibata, well, I don't care about the match at this point. The only thing that mattered in this
Just
whole
the post-match angle.
thing is the heel turn, because like I think they're going to be such a good heel group. Shibata confuses me because I don't think he's ever been a heel in AEW, ever.
How would you know? He has no personality. He's literally a blank slate. He can't even do a promo. Google Translate does his promos.
I know.
So he's a blank slate. He's literally, when they say his moniker is the wrestler,
Right.
that's what he is.
So now obviously we've seen Hobbs be heel a couple times.
Hobbs is better as a heel.
Joe has been a heel for most of his fucking wrestling run. If you've watched wrestling,
most of his good wrestling run, anyways.
Yeah. If you've watched any of his Ring of Honor, TNA, or anything like that, he's almost always the perennial heel. Almost always. That changed a little more in WWE. He tended to lean face, more so when he became a commentator.
He's a tweener. Even his babyface stuff, he's more like a tweener than a full-fledged babyface.
So yeah, the heel turn made me happy. And then Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley deflated me.
Yeah, Darby won, and that's all we have to talk about.
No, we're gonna talk about it.
You go right ahead.
So this is
I literally have no notes.
This match. It's the first time I've ever watched a hardcore match in AEW, and it made me squirm. And I want you guys to understand something. It's something so minuscule and so pointless, but it's something that really gets to me, even in horror movies. We're talking about, I can watch people be decapitated in horror movies and like just be slaughtered, and I have zero problems. But the moment you start doing fingernail torture, I struggle. Which Mox did stick a skewer into Darby's fingernail, which was fun.
Yeah, he tried to rip it off.
Now I will say this though, Claudio launched Darby.
Yeah, they had like four tables set up, or no, they had two tables set up side by side on one side of the ring, making it look like he was going to throw him through those. No.
He turned around, and you see him say, "Move." And the announcers go, "Oh man, we got to get out the way."
And you just start hearing muffled noise and a bunch of like chaos as they just like threw their equipment down and got out of the way.
Anyways, so he walks him all the way across the ring and hurls this man like a lawn dart sideways over open space into the announce table. The man nailed it. He knew what he was doing.
And then Darby skipped like a rock over water across the table and into the floor.
We get a fun spot where Mox at some point then attempts to drown Darby, which was hilarious.
Yeah, never thought there would be a small aquarium spot.
But then this part was ruined for me before I got to watch it, because I actually opened up Twitter, which I usually don't do till I watch the pay-per-view.
And same for me, but it kind of makes sense.
Sting shows up, old man Sting.
Literally old man Sting, like Santa Claus Sting.
He chokes Mox with a bat, takes out the other guys, breaks the aquarium, carries Marina Shafir out.
Making it 1-on-1.
Darby hits some bat shots on Mox, does the Scorpion Death Drop, which thankfully the ref was moving the glass out of the ring as things were happening.
A very wet ring because of the aquarium.
A very wet ring. He then locked in the Scorpion Deathlock, and Mox gave up off of a move I don't think I've ever seen him put in.
It was weak.
Listen. I have an expectation for hardcore matches in AEW. And especially with
this build up.
Especially with these two specifically. We're talking about Darby, who's just insane, and Mox, who's okay with handling insane. Now, I learned, by the way, thanks to Twitter, there is a reason there was no blood in this match, which I'm fine with there being no blood. I don't demand it. I enjoy it more. But there was no blood. There was no crowd fighting. And it is because it went away. I had it opened up on Twitter, and then Twitter just decided to refresh my fucking feed. Twitter sucks, dude. Sean Ross Sapp reposted it. Hold on, let's see if I can find it again.
Good old Twitter.
It's so stupid, dude. It makes no... Stop posting about Braun Breaker. Fuck off, Sean.
It's kind of his job, bro.
He reposted the same thing like 6 times, dude. Unnecessary. Anyways, I'm done looking. Sean Ross Sapp posts like 32 times a day, and this was 2 days ago. It was the Missouri Pro Wrestling Commission has rules for when people wrestle in Missouri. It's why there was hardly any blood on the show. Any blood that you did see was the hard way.
Yeah.
And it's usually like biting a tongue or something. Like it was mostly if you think about it,
match,
all of it.
Hangman's mouth got busted open.
Yeah. There was no crowd fighting. They don't allow crowd fighting, because protecting fans, whatever. And yeah, and then that makes me wonder why, if you know this, Tony Khan, if you know these are the rules for the state that you're going to be performing in, why did you book this match for that? You could have waited a month, dragged this shit out. We got Full Gear coming up.
You could have done it sooner. They've already had a match. They could have done. But just these 2 stipulations back to back,
it just felt pointless by the end of it. Like the most crazy thing, the one thing that's getting all this talk about is, oh, he tried to drown Darby on a live pay-per-view feed, and I'm like, honestly, probably the least egregious thing they could have done. It didn't bother me. It's not like I ever felt like Darby was actually going to die. I don't.
No, at no point did I feel like Darby was in any kind of peril.
Waterboard torture a little bit, maybe, but I don't know. The only actual vicious thing besides the thing that made me squirm, dude, his back looked fucked up from the way he was. Mox was welting him with that belt.
Yeah, that's what belts will do.
He was fucking. Anyways, long story short, not the worst pay-per-view I've seen from AEW. Not top 50. That's a lie. I haven't even seen 50. Probably not a top 10 to 20.
I've seen every pay-per-view they've put on,
but
it was on the lower end. It was kind of meh.
But that's okay, because you know what? I won. Which means
you did. 4-3 now.
It is now 4-3. Don't call it a comeback, folks. Don't call it a comeback.
I'm going to have to actually start caring about that again.
I think the next thing on our list is War Games. Because we're not doing Saturday night's main event. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
Especially after tonight.
If Uso wins the fucking title, I may never watch WWE again.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun with this one, guys. You guys are gonna want to watch our Raw review. But yeah, no. It is 4-3. Yeah. Coming back. I think, so like I said, the next one is either War Games or Full Gear. I don't remember which one comes first in November. I believe Full Gear is end of the month.
Yeah, because one of them's the weekend after Thanksgiving. I think that's the AEW one.
Full Gear 2025 is November 22nd.
Okay, maybe it's the WWE one then. When's War Games?
War Games 2025 is November 29th.
That's the one then. And War Games is the later one. Okay. That's the way it'll go then.
So yeah,
we got another AEW pay-per-view before another WWE pay-per-view.
It'll be Full Gear, which traditionally Full Gear is usually really good. Wrestledream usually is the middling pay-per-view of
I agree.
The year. So
yeah, I agree.
I didn't go into this expecting major awesomeness. I did expect better than what I got. I do feel like a few matches were just disappointing for me.
I have questions about where they're going with their upper mid card.
So here's where I'm struggling with some things. So we're gonna get probably at Full Gear another Hangman Samoa Joe match would be my guess. After the beatdown,
I don't know if I want that.
It depends. It depends.
Do that on Collision and get it over with.
My problem is it's the only thing that makes sense storyline wise right now as far as building up any kind of rivalry.
They got a month, so.
So my problem is, if you want me to be honest, don't get me wrong, I don't mind Adam Page. I'd like him better if he was a psycho, but I don't mind Adam Page.
Yeah, I like Tweener Page better. He had better music.
I obviously love Samoa Joe, and I was hoping he was gonna find a way to win this because it would make me happy.
A very good showing for Joe.
Well, the very beginning he was fucking Page up though.
Yeah, but
but what I really was aside from them two, I am struggling so hard with the main event scene specifically for AEW because everyone I want involved is injured right now. So I'm just waiting.
Just refuses to be put in the main event, Kenny.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. That's it. That is. I am in a never-ending wait until either of my guys come back. Right. That's kind of where we're at.
Swerve would be the one that's closest.
Well, yeah, Swerve could still be back by the end of the year.
We can only hope.
I would suspect though he won't show up probably until February. I think is when they usually do their first Casino Gauntlet.
Oh, he's going to be the wild card. He's going to be the ace.
Would be my guess.
That wouldn't be bad. That would mean several more months of mediocrity in the main event scene.
That's true. MJF will eventually come back. He's a good opposite side of Adam Page. They could put some good matches together.
The matches will be good, but the story, where do you go story-wise?
Yeah.
Because Max isn't going to win it.
He could, though. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Listen, this is the time. Listen.
To build new stars?
This is the time to actually push people and build. Because, listen, you've got a potential company-leading superstar in Josh Alexander.
But he's wrapped up in that's the problem with the Don Callis family. He has so many people in his little stable that could be really good off on their own that are just handcuffed to him.
And listen, he does not need to be world champion. This is not what I'm saying, but I think you could get some ground off of pushing Brody King in the main event scene.
He's a likable babyface. It would have to be to a heel champion.
Right.
I would agree with that, Brody and Fletcher.
Oh, amazing match, dude. Amazing match. Brody King is just
would go there.
And like I said, Brody King, I don't need him to be a world champion. I don't. But I think him being mixed into the world championship picture would do good for the company because he's a worker, dude. The man will go out, he'll bump his ass off. He lays into what he does. His clotheslines, just basic ass clotheslines, look like they hurt.
He's a big dude, man.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, once they lose the tag title, I would love to see him. Or even if you want to listen, have Brody King take the TNT title off of Oh Boy, so he can go and fight in the main event scene and not have to worry about being a mid-carder right now.
Yeah, but it's too soon for that because they've already shown him lose. Now, granted, hell of a match.
Right.
But I think it's too soon. He just had his chance. So, it would have to be kicked down the road a little bit.
Josh Alexander, Brody King, they've got others. I just can't think right now. I've still got.
The problem is too. You've got Tak mixed up with Okada for that belt. That takes Tak off the table.
At the same time, though, that's supposed to be 1B championship wise. So I mean.
Yeah, I understand it, but that's why with a roster that is small, you don't need two quote unquote world titles.
Listen. Main event roster this small, because I'm telling you, the roster overall is not small. That's part of their problem.
No, but his ability to pay people to sit at home because he doesn't want to see them, Britt Baker.
Listen, I would also be okay with the Ops still winning on Monday, and then let Bobby Lashley go for the world title.
I wouldn't be mad about Bobby getting a chance either. I think the match won't be very good, but
depends on how much Bobby's willing to bump. I mean, he's done some crazy shit the last couple weeks that I did not expect him.
I don't think you have Bobby bump. I think you have Paige bump and actually make Bobby look like he's actually going to beat Paige until.
Yeah, but he's still got to he's still got to be able to take a dead eye, and things like that.
Who can't take a dead eye? You just lean over a dude's shoulders and fall.
I agree, but listen, we've had a history of people coming into AEW and being like, "I'm not doing that." So I mean,
well, that's another thing too. Their reputation for wanting to win and what have you is kind of, which I think that was exaggerated. And I think
it is like over exaggerated. I think it's way more. They want to work with people they think it's better to help that they better can push.
I agree.
As opposed to just not wanting to work with anybody. I think it. And here's the thing: Bobby and Shelton, longtime consummate professionals. Like, I guarantee you, if Tony Khan said, "Hey, I want you to do this," they'd be like, "All right, cool."
MVP
Whatever.
though.
MVP on the other hand,
coming from allegedly, his professionalism a little more checkered than the other two.
Right. And no shame on MVP.
Cases, rightfully so.
Yeah, no shame on MVP. I like MVP.
I do too. You want to punch Chris Jericho around? Go for it.
Absolutely. Anyways, that is going to do it for this show. We will obviously have more for Dynamite beyond the remembrance. So Dynamite, they're starting the women's tag team tournament. They are going to have the Ops Trios match versus the Hurt Syndicate. And yeah, FTR Dax posted tag team wrestling's back a couple days ago. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I love Dax.
Hey, I mean, they got a big win. Maybe they're next for the tag titles.
A big win. Big quotes, by the way. You can't see them, but I'm absolutely being facetious. It was a good match, though. I'm not going to lie.
Who even are the tag champions right now?
Brodito.
Oh, okay.
We just talked about it, Joe.
I know, but I legit totally spaced them being. Yeah, but we talked about Okada and Tak the whole time for the most part.
We did. But yeah, so middling show as expected. Listen though, they get an extra 5 points of effort for having a really cool set design. Otherwise,
you know what? They get 10 extra of my dollars for that since you only paid 40.
I do like the set design though. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's fine.
Again, I don't need much, guys. I just need it to not look like your regular fucking shows.
Okay? It just can't look like your TV.
Like
flare it up a little bit.
Like you have 3 different setups for Dynamite depending on the size, Dynamite and Collision for that matter, depending on the size of the arena that you're in. It can't look like any of the 3 of those, okay? It needs to actually have a feel to it. Same thing for WWE, guys. I don't care as long as it does not just look like big TV screen. Got it? Cool. Anyways, that does it. Love you guys. We'll see you guys for the Raw review. Deuces.
Later.